The hospital was silent, but not peaceful. Machines were beeping again and again. Each sound felt like a countdown. On the bed lay a young boy, pale and weak. Tubes were connected to his body. His chest moved slowly, like it was tired of breathing. This boy was not ordinary. He was the only son of the most feared mafia boss in the city. Outside the room, armed guards stood still. No one spoke. No one moved. Inside the room, the mafia boss stood near the bed. His hand was shaking, but his face showed no fear. Not yet. He had power. He had money. He had control over the city. But today he had no control. Doctors stood in a line. Some were old. Some were young. All of them looked scared. More than 100 doctors had already tried. The best doctors. The most expensive doctors. Doctors flown from other countries. They tried everything, but nothing worked. One doctor finally spoke, his voice low. "We have tried all possible treatments." The mafia boss slowly turned his head. "All?" he asked. The doctor swallowed hard. "Yes, all." The room became heavy. The mafia boss walked closer to the bed and looked at his son. He touched the boy's cold hand. "This city listens when I speak," the boss said softly. "But my son does not." No one answered. Another doctor stepped forward. "We are sorry. His condition is rare. Very rare." The boss laughed once. It was a cold laugh. "Rare," he said. "I paid millions. I don't pay for rare. I pay for results." The doctors lowered their heads. The boss turned angry. "You failed," he said. "One by one, all of you failed." A machine suddenly made a loud sound. Beep, beep, beep. The boy's heartbeat dropped. Doctors rushed forward. Nurses panicked. "Stabilize him," someone shouted. For a few seconds, chaos filled the room. Then silence again. The heartbeat returned, but weaker than before. A doctor whispered, "He may not survive the night." The mafia boss closed his eyes. For the first time in many years, fear touched his heart. Outside the room, near the door, a cleaning lady was quietly mopping the floor. She was black. Her clothes were old. Her hands were rough from years of work. No one noticed her. Beside her stood a young black girl, maybe 16 years old. She held a small bag and watched the room carefully. She did not look scared. She looked focused. The girl watched the machines. She watched the doctors. She watched the boy's face. Her eyes moved fast, like she was connecting invisible dots. Suddenly, she whispered, "Mama." The cleaning lady looked down. "What is it?" she asked softly. The girl pointed toward the bed. "That boy," she said. "He is not dying from what they think." The mother froze. "Shoo," she whispered. "Don't say anything." But the girl's eyes stayed on the boy. "They're treating the wrong problem," the girl said quietly. The mother's heart started beating fast. "We are just cleaners," she said. "These are doctors." The girl slowly shook her head. "Knowledge does not wear coats," she replied. Inside the room, another doctor spoke. "We could try one last thing," he said, "but it may not help." The mafia boss slammed his fist on the table. "Try," he shouted. The doctor nodded and turned back to the machines. The girl took one step forward, then another. A guard noticed her. "Hey, you can't be here," he said loudly. Everyone turned. The room fell silent again. The mafia boss looked at the girl for the first time. A poor black girl. Simple clothes. Calm eyes. "What do you want?" the boss asked. The girl swallowed once, but did not look away. "I want to help your son," she said. Some doctors laughed quietly. One doctor said, "This is not a joke." The mafia boss stared at her. He asked slowly. "You think you can do what 100 doctors could not?" The girl spoke clearly. "Yes." The room froze. The mafia boss walked closer. He looked down at her. "If you are lying," he said, "I will make sure you regret it." The girl nodded. "If I am wrong," she said, "he will die anyway." The machines beeped again. The boy's heartbeat dropped, lower than before. Time was running out. The mafia boss looked at his son, then at the doctors, then at the girl. For the first time, the most powerful man in the city did not know what to do. And the fate of his son now stood in the hands of a girl no one ever noticed. The room was quiet after the girl spoke. No one expected her words. Doctors looked at each other. Some smiled in disbelief. Some looked angry. A cleaning lady's daughter? Helping where 100 doctors failed? It sounded impossible. The mafia boss did not laugh. He studied the girl carefully. She stood straight. Her hands were still. Her eyes were calm. Most people feared him. She did not. "What is your name?" the boss asked. "My name is Amara," the girl replied. The boss nodded slowly. "Amara," he said. "Do you know who I am?" "Yes," she answered. "You are a father who is scared." The room froze. No one had ever spoken to him like that. A doctor quickly stepped forward. "Sir, please," the doctor said. "She is just a child." Amara turned to the doctor. "I am young," she said, "but the body does not care about age. It only cares about truth." The doctor said nothing. The mafia boss raised his hand. "Let her speak," he said. Amara took a slow breath. "They are treating his symptoms," she said, "not the cause." One doctor crossed his arms. "We followed every protocol," he said. "We ran every test." Amara nodded. "That is the problem," she said. The doctors laughed again. The mafia boss did not. "How do you know this?" he asked. Amara looked at the machines. "Because the machines are lying," she said. Silence filled the room. The boss stepped closer. "Explain," he said. Amara pointed to the screen. "The numbers go up," she said, "but his skin is cold. His lips are blue. His breathing is wrong." She walked closer to the bed. No one stopped her. "You see reports," she said. "I see a body asking for help." The mafia boss looked at the doctors. They looked away. The cleaning lady stood in the corner, her hands shaking. She remembered the nights Amara spent reading old books. Medical books thrown away. Notes written on scrap paper. While others slept, Amara studied. She learned from mistakes others ignored. The boss turned back to Amara. "If you are wrong," he said, "I will lose my son." Amara looked at the boy's face. "If you do nothing," she replied, "you will lose him anyway." The machines beeped again. The heartbeat slowed. A nurse whispered, "We are losing him." The mafia boss closed his eyes for a second. Then he opened them. "Why should I trust you?" he asked. Amara did not answer right away. She reached into her small bag and pulled out a folded paper. It was old, covered with notes. "I wrote this 2 years ago," she said. She handed it to a doctor. The doctor read it. His face changed. This is advanced," he whispered. Another doctor took the paper. "This is not taught in medical school," he said. The mafia boss noticed their reaction. "What is that?" he asked. "My theory," Amara said, "about a condition doctors often miss." The boss looked at the paper. "Why didn't you show this before?" he asked. "Because no one listens to cleaners," she replied. The words hit hard. The boss felt something move inside him. Anger. Shame. Hope. "What do you need?" he asked. Amara looked at the boy again. "I need 5 minutes," she said, "and permission to stop one treatment." The doctor shouted, "That will kill him. You cannot stop it." The mafia boss raised his hand. The room went silent. "Which treatment?" he asked. Amara pointed. "That one," she said. "It is hurting him." The doctor shook his head. "If we stop it," he said, "his heart may fail." Amara looked at the mafia boss. "His heart is already failing," she said, "but not for the reason you think." The machines beeped loudly again. The nurse cried out, "We are out of time." The mafia boss looked at his son. Then he looked at Amara. A girl no one saw. A mind no one trusted. The most dangerous man in the city faced his hardest choice. Trust doctors who already failed, or trust a girl who had nothing except knowledge. He took a deep breath. "Do it," he said. The doctors froze. The cleaning lady covered her mouth. Amara stepped forward. Her hand reached toward the machine. And in that moment, the fate of the mafia boss's son hung by a single decision. How Amara's hand stopped in the air. The machine continued to hum, cold and loud. No one breathed. The doctors stared at her hand, like it was holding a weapon. The mafia boss stood behind her. "Stop," he said again. "Do it." A senior doctor stepped forward. "Sir," he said, shaking his head, "if she touches that machine, your son may die in seconds." The boss looked at him. "If he dies," the boss replied, "it will be because you failed him." The doctor stepped back. Amara slowly turned off the treatment. The sound stopped. For 1 second, nothing happened. Then the machine screamed. A long, sharp beep. The heartbeat line dropped. Flat. A nurse shouted, "He's gone." The cleaning lady screamed. The doctors panicked. Someone shouted, "Restart it." But Amara raised her hand. "Wait," she said. Her voice was calm. Too calm. "You just killed him. a doctor yelled. The mafia boss's face went dark. His guards reached for their guns. The room filled with fear. Amara placed her fingers on the boy's neck. She counted silently. 1, 2, 3. There, she said. There is still life. The doctor laughed in anger. You are blind, he said. Amara looked at him. No, she replied. You are listening to machines, not the body. She moved fast now. She asked for ice. She asked for light. She asked for silence. The mafia boss nodded. Give her everything, he ordered. Guards rushed. Nurses obeyed. The doctor stepped back, confused and angry. Amara pressed ice against the boy's skin. She lifted his arm. His blood is trapped, she said. Not weak. One doctor whispered, that's impossible. Amara did not answer. She adjusted the bed. She spoke to the boy softly. Stay with me, she said. The room waited. Seconds passed. Then a soft sound. Beep. One small heartbeat. The nurse gasped. Another beep. The line moved. The boy's chest lifted. The room exploded with noise. He's back. Ow! This makes no sense. The mafia boss dropped to his knees. Tears filled his eyes. But Amara did not smile. This is not the miracle, she said. This is only the door. The boss looked up. What do you mean? He asked. Amara wiped her hands. The real problem is still inside him, she said. If we stop now, he will crash again. The doctors looked confused. One doctor said, what is the problem then? Amara looked straight at him. Poison, she said. The word hit like a gunshot. Poison? The boss asked. Yes, Amara replied. Slow poison. Hidden. The boss stood up slowly. Who did this? He asked. Amara shook her head. I don't know who, she said. But I know how. The room felt cold. The boss's guards moved closer. This poison, the boss said. Can you remove it? Amara nodded. Yes, she said. But not here. The doctor shouted again. He will die if we move him. Amara looked at the mafia boss. If we keep him here, she said, he will die for sure. The boss turned angry. Why didn't any doctor find this? He asked. No one answered. Amara spoke softly. Because poison hides, she said, and they stopped looking. The boss walked to her. You save him once, he said. Now, save him fully. Amara met his eyes. There is one risk, she said. What? The boss asked. If I am wrong, she said, you will lose him in minutes. The boss clenched his fists. And if you are right? He lives, she replied. The machines beeped again. The heartbeat became unstable. The nurse whispered, we don't have much time. The mafia boss closed his eyes. Then he opened them. Take him, he said. The doctors froze. Where? One asked. Amara answered. To the old wing, she said. The place you stopped using. The boss nodded. Clear it, he ordered. Guards moved fast. The bed started rolling. As they left the room, one doctor whispered to another, this girl is dangerous. Amara heard it. She did not turn back. She walked beside the bed. The boy breathed weakly. The lights flickered in the hallway. The old wing waited in silence. And, somewhere in the shadows, the truth was about to be exposed. The old wing of the hospital was silent. Too silent. Lights flickered above the long hallway. Paint peeled from the walls. Dust covered the floor. This place had been closed for years. No patients. No doctors. Only forgotten rooms. The bed rolled slowly as guards pushed it forward. The mafia boss walked behind it, his eyes sharp. His men spread out, checking every corner. Amara walked beside the bed. Her eyes moved like a scanner. This place is unsafe, one guard said. That is why it is perfect, Amara replied. The boy's breathing became weak again. The machine beeped fast. We are losing him, the nurse whispered. Amara stopped the bed. Here, she said. They entered a small room at the end of the hall. Inside, there was an old operating table and broken cabinets. No modern machines. No noise. The mafia boss frowned. You brought my son here? He asked. Yes, Amara said. Because poison hides where no one looks. The doctors who followed stayed near the door. One of them spoke quietly. This girl is guessing, he said. Amara heard him. She turned. Guessing is blind, she said. I am reading the signs you ignored. She opened her bag and pulled out small tools. Nothing fancy. Just simple things. The mafia boss watched closely. What kind of poison? he asked. A slow one, Amara said, designed to look like illness. The boss's face darkened. Someone wanted him weak, he said. Yes, Amara replied. Not dead. Yet. She checked the boy's eyes. His pupils reacted slowly. See, she said. That is not disease. That is control. The room felt colder. One doctor stepped forward. This is impossible, he said. Our tests showed nothing. Amara looked at him. Because you tested what you expected, she replied. Not what was hidden. She asked for warm water. Then charcoal. The doctors laughed again. That is old thinking, one said. Amara did not look at them. Old thinking saved lives before machines learned to speak, she said. The Mafia Boss raised his hand. Do what she asks, he ordered. Minutes passed. Amara worked fast but calm. She mixed the charcoal with water. She checked the boy's stomach reaction. Suddenly, the boy coughed. Hard. Dark liquid spilled from his mouth. The nurse screamed. The doctors froze. Amara stayed calm. That is it, she said. That is the poison. The Mafia Boss stepped closer. His fists clenched. Who did this? He asked again. Amara wiped her hands. Someone close, she said. Someone with time and access. The room went silent. The boss slowly turned to the doctors. Their faces changed. Fear showed. You, the boss said quietly. All had access. One doctor shook his head fast. No, we would never. Amara interrupted. Not all, she said. But one. She pointed to a man standing in the back. A quiet doctor. The one who spoke less. The one who always arrived early. That one, Amara said. The doctor laughed nervously. This is madness, he said. Amara walked closer to him. You wear gloves, she said, even when not needed. The doctor stepped back. You avoid touch, she continued. And your hands shake. The Mafia Boss's guards moved. Search him, the boss ordered. The doctor tried to run. He didn't get far. A small vial fell from his pocket. The room froze. The boss picked it up. He smelled it. His eyes burned with rage. Why? The boss asked. The doctor fell to his knees. They paid me, he cried. They said they would protect my family. The boss said nothing. His guards dragged the man away. Amara turned back to the boy. The poison is leaving, she said. But damage is done. The nurse asked softly, will he live? Amara paused. He will live, she said. But he will wake up different. The Mafia Boss looked at her. What do you mean? He asked. Someone tried to control his body, she said. They failed. But the fight is not over. The machines beeped again. The heartbeat slowed, then steadied. The boy's fingers moved. A small movement. The room gasped. But Amara's face stayed serious. This is not the end, she said. Why? The boss asked. Amara looked at the door. Because poison is never alone, she said. It always has a master. Suddenly, the lights went out. Darkness filled the room. A gun clicked. Someone whispered from the shadows. She knows too much. Darkness swallowed the room. The machines stopped beeping. No light. No sound. Only breathing. Someone had cut the power. The Mafia Boss moved first. Protect my son, he ordered. Guards rushed forward. Guns clicked. Boots moved fast. Amara stood still. She listened. Fear makes noise. Truth listens. A whisper came again from the dark. She knows too much. The cleaning lady grabbed Amara's arm. Stay behind me, she whispered. Amara shook her head. No, she said. They want me. A gunshot echoed. Glass shattered. Guard fire back. The old wing became chaos. The Mafia Boss shouted orders. Seal the exits. Find a shooter. Amara moved to the boy. His breathing was weak again. He needs air, she said. A nurse cried. The machines are dead. Amara looked around. No power. No backup. She acted fast. She opened a window slightly. Cold air rushed in. Breathe, she whispered to the boy. The Mafia Boss crouched beside her. You should not be here, he said. Amara looked at him. Neither should your enemies, she replied. Another shot rang out. A guard fell. Blood spread on the floor. The boss's face hardened. They're testing me, he said. Who? Amara asked. The boss did not answer. The lights flickered. A shadow moved near the door. Amara spoke loudly. Stop hiding, she said. If you wanted him dead, you failed. Silence. Then footsteps. A man stepped into the weak light. He wore a hospital coat, but his eyes were cold. "You are very smart," the man said. "Too smart." The mafia boss recognized him. "You," he said. "My partner." The man smiled. "Former partner," he corrected. The room felt heavy. "You poisoned my son," the boss said. The man shrugged. "Power needs balance," he said. "Your son was leverage." The boss stood slowly. "You crossed the line." The man raised his gun. "And you crossed many." The guards aimed. The man laughed. "Kill me," he said, "and the antidote dies with me." Amara stepped forward. "There is no antidote," she said. Everyone turned. "The poison is gone," she continued. "You lost." The man's smile faded. "That's impossible," he said. Amara met his eyes. "You plan control," she said. "I plan survival." The man's finger tightened. Suddenly, the boy coughed. His chest rose strong. The sound filled the room. The man panicked. "No," he whispered. Guards moved. The man fired once. The bullet flew. Time slowed. The mafia boss moved in front of Amara. The shot hit his shoulder. He fell. Amara screamed, "No." The guards tackled the man. The gun dropped. The lights came back on. The old wing was bright again. The threat was gone. The mafia boss lay on the floor, bleeding. Amara pressed her hands on his wound. "Stay with me," she said. The boss smiled weakly. "You saved my son," he said. "Now save me." Amara worked fast. She tore cloth. She stopped the bleeding. "You are lucky," she said. "This was not poison." The boss laughed softly, then winced. "My son?" he asked. Amara looked at the bed. The boy's eyes were open. He looked around, confused. "Father," he whispered. The boss's eyes filled with tears. "My son," he said. The room breathed again. Doctors stood silent. Guards lowered weapons. The cleaning lady cried quietly. But Amara did not relax. She looked at the man on the floor, now tied and beaten. "This is not over," she said. The boss looked at her. "What do you mean?" Amara pointed at the boy. "He was targeted," she said. "That means someone bigger is afraid of him." The boss nodded slowly. "You are right," he said. He looked at Amara with respect. "From today," he said, "you are under my protection." Amara shook her head. "I don't need protection," she said. "I need truth." The boy looked at her. "Who are you?" he asked softly. Amara smiled for the first time. "I'm the girl everyone ignored," she said. The boy smiled back. Outside, sirens sounded. A new danger was coming, and the world was about to change for everyone in that room. Morning light entered the hospital. For the first time in days, the room did not feel heavy. The machines were quiet now, not silent, stable. The mafia boss's son slept peacefully. His breathing was steady. His skin was warm again. Doctors stood around the bed, confused and humbled. None of them spoke. The mafia boss sat in a chair, his injured shoulder wrapped in white cloth. His eyes stayed on his son, like he was afraid the boy might disappear again. Across the room, Amara sat quietly beside her mother. She looked tired, but calm. The cleaning lady held her daughter's hand. "You should rest," the mother whispered. Amara shook her head. "I will rest when he wakes strong," she said. A senior doctor finally broke the silence. "We misjudged her," he said softly. Another doctor nodded. "We failed the patient," he added. The mafia boss stood slowly. Every eye turned to him. He walked toward Amara. The guards tensed, but he raised his hand. "Lower your weapons," he said. He stopped in front of the girl. For a moment, he said nothing. Then he did something no one expected. He bowed his head. "You saved my son," he said. "When power and money failed, you stood firm." The room froze. A mafia boss bowing to a poor black girl. No one had seen this before. "I owe you more than thanks," he continued. "I owe you respect." Amara stood up. "I did not do this for respect," she said. "I did it because life matters." The boss nodded. "And that," he said, "is why you are different." The boy moved in his bed. Slowly, his eyes opened. Light touched his face. "Father," he whispered. The boss rushed to him. "I am here," he said. The boy looked around. His eyes stopped on Amara. "You," he said. "You talked to me." Amara smiled softly. "Yes," she said. "I asked you to stay." The boy held her hand. "I stayed," he replied. The room filled with emotion. Some nurses wiped their eyes. The doctors looked down. The mafia boss took a deep breath. "From today," he said loudly, This hospital will change. Everyone looked up. No more ignored voices, he said. No more power over truth. He turned to the doctors. You will learn from her, he said, or you will leave. The doctors nodded quickly. Amara felt uncomfortable. She stepped back. I don't want power, she said. The boss smiled slightly. Power is not what I offer, he replied. Opportunity is. He looked at her mother. You clean my floors, he said. Now let me clean your path. Tears filled the woman's eyes. You don't owe us anything, she whispered. The boss shook his head. I owe the future, he said. Later that day, news spread through the hospital. The Mafia Boss's son survived. A mystery girl saved him. Doctors failed. Truth won. People whispered her name. Amara did not listen. She sat with her mother in the hallway. Everything will change now, her mother said. Amara looked thoughtful. Yes, she said, but change brings danger. That night, a black car waited outside. The Mafia Boss walked Amara to the door. My enemies are many, he said. They will come for you. Amara looked at the dark street. I'm not afraid, she said, but I will not hide. The boss respected that. Then stay close, he said. Let me protect you. Amara shook her head. I don't need protection, she said again. I need freedom to learn. The boss paused. Then he nodded. I will build a place for you, he said. To learn. To grow. Amara's eyes widened. For others too? She asked. Yes, he replied. For all who are ignored. A smile touched her face. But far away, someone watched the hospital. A phone lifted. A voice spoke softly. She's a problem. The call ended. Inside, Amara felt a chill. Not fear. Warning. She looked back at the hospital. This is not the end, she whispered. The future was opening. But so were the shadows. Months passed. The hospital was no longer the same. New rules. New faces. New respect. The Mafia Boss kept his word. A new medical learning center was built inside the city. Not for the rich. Not for the powerful. But for the ignored. Young minds. Poor families. Hidden genius. At the center of it all stood Amara. Not as a ruler. Not as a star. But as a student. She studied every day. She learned from books, from people, from mistakes. She asked questions others feared to ask. The Mafia Boss's son grew stronger. He walked again. He laughed again. But he was different. Kinda. Quieter. One day he asked his father, why do they want me weak? The boss answered honestly. Because fear lives in people who steal power, he said. The boy nodded. I don't want that power, he said. The boss smiled. Neither do I anymore, he replied. But the world outside was not quiet. The enemies did not forget. One evening, as Amara left the learning center, a car stopped beside her. A man stepped out. Clean suit. Cold smile. You changed many things, the man said. I only saved a life, Amara replied. The man laughed softly. You broke a system, he said. And systems fight back. Amara looked at him calmly. I'm not your enemy, she said. The man leaned closer. Truth is always the enemy, he whispered. He walked away. That night, the Mafia Boss received a message. Hand her over, or everything burns. The boss crushed the phone in his hand. They still think I own her, he said. He went to Amara. Leave the city, he warned. Just for a while. Amara shook her head. If I leave, she said, they win. The boss saw something familiar in her. Courage without cruelty. They will come, he said. Let them, she replied. The next day, the learning center opened its doors to the public. Media arrived. People gathered. Amara stood at the front. Her hand shook slightly, but her voice did not. I'm not special, she said. I was ignored, just like many of you. People listened. They said I was nothing, she continued. But knowledge does not ask permission. The crowd grew silent. The world almost lost a life, she said, because it refused to see truth. The cameras rolled. Across the city, powerful people watched and panicked. That night, the enemies made their move. The power grid failed. Streets went dark. The learning center was surrounded. But this time, the people stood up. Doctors who learned from Amara. Students she inspired. Families she helped. They stood together. The Mafia Boss arrived last. He walked forward unarmed. This ends tonight, he said. The enemies realized something too late. Power had shifted. Not to one man, not to one girl, but to truth. The threats disappeared. The shadows pulled back. Because lies cannot survive light. Years later, Amara stood in a large hall. She was older now, stronger, still humble. She spoke to a new group of students. Never wait for permission to matter, she said. On the wall behind her was a simple line. Genius can rise from anywhere. In the front row sat her mother. Proud, smiling. The Mafia Boss watched from a distance. No longer feared needed. He whispered to himself. The world almost missed her. Amara looked at the students and smiled, because the girl no one saw had made the world look again. Final message. They ignored her because she was poor. They doubted her because she was black. They underestimated her because she was young. But truth doesn't need approval, and genius doesn't ask to be seen.